ready to go?
We're good.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for showing up for our first ever Zoom Media Day. Obviously, the times have changed a little bit since last year when we had this session. Certainly excited to get back to playing softball this year. It's been a long 11 months without it. Looking forward to play against some great competition this weekend in Jacksoville, Florida. We've had a tremendous fall working out with our players. Very thankful and grateful that we were able to come back as a team in August and have a great fall workout, and had a great winter break, and got back after it in January, and really excited about the season, and looking forward to our trip to Jacksonville. We have a very good team coming back from last year. Obviously, we had accomplished a lot of things in a very short amount of time with our inaugural season. A lot of special moments that we'll cherish for a lifetime. But we turned the page, and now we're getting ready for this year. And again, we're super excited about our team. We have a great mix of upperclassmen and freshmen. I feel like we're a much better team defensively this year. We scored a lot of runs last year and produced offensively, and I think you'll see the same this year out of our ball club. We do have a lot of newcomers that are pushing for positions and playing time, and that competition always bodes well. I think we're a very versatile team in the fact that we can score runs in a variety of ways. And with that said, I will open it up to questions, and if anybody would like to start, we'll go ahead and take those now.
Hey, Coach, it's David Hood with TigerNet. Considering the way last season ended just so fast, and it's been, as you said, 11 months, can you put into words what it's going to feel like to look across the diamond and see another team and another uniform and know, hey, we're actually keeping score for real again, and what the emotions will be like?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a lot of very appreciative feelings for our medical staff and everybody that's helped us kind of work through the guidelines and the new protocols with dealing with this pandemic and COVID-19. So we're very, very thankful for all of those people that have made this moment possible. I think a lot of credit goes to our players and their ability to handle the adversity of playing softball in this so-called new normal. And our coaches and staff for all the job that they've done to make this possible for us to continue living our dream and doing what we love to do and playing the game of fast pitch softball.
Hey, I'll go again. When we talked a few weeks ago, you talked about maybe having a little more pitching depth this year. Have you figured out, have you got a little bit of a rotation set up? Who's going to go first, second, third, how that's going to work?
Yeah, great question, David. So last year we had three freshmen: Valerie, Cagle, Logan Cagle, and Emma Whitfield. And so they had a lot of growing up to do really quick when we started playing. And obviously when you have three true freshman pitchers and you're trying to navigate a very difficult schedule, that can be challenging. But all three of those stepped up and really had some great moments for us last year. This year we've added a few more pitchers. And so we have a complete staff, and that's going to be nice as coaches to be able to not have to rely on just one, two, or three pitchers, that we can look at matchups and actually have a first, second reliever and throw a lot of different looks at our opponents. So the freshmen that we have this year that are pushing for pitching time are Millie Thompson. She's a left-handed pitcher. Reagan Spencer's a right-handed pitcher that is coming off an injury, but she's shown a lot of really positive signs of being a pitcher that's capable to get hitters out at this level. We have Karsten Puckett, another right-handed pitcher that's worked extremely hard this offseason. And so those six are ones that we're kind of rely on early on in the season, and then we'll see, how things play out.
Coach Eric Lopez from In the Circle. I'm just kind of curious. Take me through the process of making the schedule from a conference standpoint, obviously, with what you come up with, and then obviously how that affected your non-conference schedule.
For this year?
Yes.
Yeah, so this year it was, scheduling was a little bit difficult this year, and the fact that right off the start, we were told that we had to cut 10% of our games. So we went from a 56 to a 50 game schedule. And then as ACC coaches, we got together and looked at the possibilities of having the season and how it would look, and knowing that there might be cancellations due to COVID and there might be some travel restrictions and things like that. So the ACC decided to go from a 3-game series to a 4-game series. And so that automatically took us from 24 conference games to 38 conference games. In that mix also is a ACC pod, which is going to happen the second week of the season. And that's where we play 6 games in 4 days. We're hosting Virginia Tech that weekend, and then we go down to Georgia Tech to play them at Georgia Tech. So it's an interesting schedule to say the least. It's going to be very competitive. To play 4 games over a 3-day period is going to be difficult, but I think we're definitely going to have to lean on our depth of pitching. Non-conference games that we kept on the schedule were our tournament opening weekend in Jacksonville, and then we have South Carolina in Columbia, and we have Winthrop at home. So that completes our schedule for this year.
What did you
Coach
learn?
Alex Dodd from the Clemson Insider. What's it mean for you guys to have 3 All-ACC players and an All-American coming into the year in just your second season?
Well, I think that's great, and certainly the accolades come with success, and all of those players are tremendous softball players that have worked very hard and deserve the honors. But we know as players and as coaches that those are just preseason honors. And now that we got to go out and prove that we're deserving of those. And I think our players are up to the challenge and have worked very hard and are very confident to be able to do that.
Hey, Coach, it's Zach Wagner with TigerNet. Last year, MK was kind of really your senior leader. And with her experience being gone this year, who has kind of really stepped up in fall practice as that leader of the team?
Yeah, so MK did a great job last year. We also had Cammy Pereira, who's a senior as well, that stood up and took charge of our team and is continuing to provide great leadership. We have another senior who was out last year with an injury, Ansley Gilstrap, who is a great leader by example. She goes out there and works hard every day and shows our younger players, how to play the game and how to play it the right way. We have Marissa Guimbarda, who's another player who, proves herself on the field, but also is just a great person off the field. And I think with those 3, we have a lot of leadership and a lot of, personality in that group. We also have Bailey Taylor, who unfortunately is out to a season-ending injury this year, but Bailey is another one that just provides a lot of inspiration for our team. And so with that group, we're looking for them to continue to provide leadership, and certainly we're going to miss MK, but I feel like this group is a great group of leaders that are going to help us hopefully accomplish our goals this year.
Any other questions for Coach? All right, thank you, Coach.
Hey, thanks again for the coverage. We truly appreciate it. Hope to see you guys out at the ballpark.
All right, up next, we have senior infielder Cammy Pereira. And we will go ahead and open it up to questions.
Hey, Cammy, it's David Hood with TigerNet. Same question I just asked Coach. It's been 11 long months since you guys have been out there against another opponent. What's it going to feel like to Friday to see, another opponent know you're actually keeping score for real?
Yeah, I think it's going to be extremely exciting. We've been scrimmaging each other left and right. We're lucky this year that we actually have enough people on our team and enough depth to do two full teams and scrimmage one another. So that was really fun at first, just to be able to get back in the swing of games. And it was really fun in the fall to be able to play each other and have the real game mindset. But I think we're pretty tired of it now. We joke every day that we're so tired of playing the same color, and we're just ready to see another color. So I think that appreciation really is the word that we're going to feel for the most part. But excitement for sure. We're ready. We're all ready to get out there, especially for our freshmen and all of us that did so well last year and are just ready to get back and continue what we started last year.
How do you feel like this team is different than last year's team? And do you feel like it has a chance to be better?
I mean, I definitely think the depth on this team is remarkable. The amount of pitchers that we have, just having to hit off of them in practice, it just gives you so many different looks. Whereas we had very talented pitchers last year, but there's a big difference in 3 and 6. So I really think that that's something that's going to make our team a lot stronger. I think having our senior leadership back with Ansley is really important. Just having a core group of experienced infielders is going to be really important. So having her back is a really big deal for our team. And additionally, just having these freshmen that we have, I think, like Coach said, we have a lot of personality on our team, and adding in some more people, whether that's just going to be good supportive in the dugout and be good camaraderie for the team, or they're going to make impact on the field. I think we have a lot of new faces. We have a transfer, Casey Bigham, that is very experienced as well, and I think can also be a great leader and be really good for the team. So I'm really excited, and I definitely think you can see a lot more out of our team this year, even compared to how high we set the bar last year.
Any more questions for Cammy?
Yeah, I'll go another one. As one of the older players, you've been around a couple programs now. How have you helped some of these younger players navigate everything that's gone on, not being able to play, having the season stripped away? How have you been able to kind of guide them and get them to the point to this point where you're ready to play Friday?
Yeah, I think that's definitely been one of our biggest challenges as leaders this year, is to try to really create a cohesive team. That's something that I've never had to deal with on another team. We have a team hangout, we can have a team dinner and just really get to know all the freshmen, and we weren't able to do that this year. So we had to be creative with some of the ways we incorporated them. We created some just kind of like buddy groups at the beginning of the year to take the freshmen out one-on-one for a meal, or just get to know them and see if there was anything they were struggling with on and off the field. And I think that was something that was really valuable that we did, just to get to know them. I think it's had to be really intentional work on our part as leaders, to continuously reach out to our freshmen and our younger girls and really just show them this is not the way that things are always going to be. One day they are going to get to have the full college and full Clemson experience that we have all got to enjoy as upperclassmen, whether it was here or at our previous schools. And I think that Coach Rittman has done a really good job of emphasizing that this year is unlike any other. And once things are back to normal, I guess you would say, they will be able to enjoy the times with their family on the road and make those memories that we were all able to make. So I think just us kind of sharing our previous experiences and helping them along the way, I think has been really valuable, but it's definitely been hard work and taken a lot of intent and thought on our part. So.
Thanks, Cammy.
Thank you, guys.
Up next, we have designated hitter Marissa Guimbarda, and we'll open it up to questions.
Hey, Marissa, it's David Hood with TigerNet. Coach said, you guys scored a lot of runs last year, but he expects the same this year. What do you see out of this lineup, and maybe what are some of the strengths that you guys have 1 through 9?
Yeah, absolutely. So both Cammy and Coach Rittman mentioned that we have been scrimmaging each other a lot left and right. We've been out just about every single weekend scrimmaging against each other. And I see both teams, and I have a hard time putting together a solid lineup. I mean, I'm sure that's something that the coaches are still trying to think of, like, who are we going to place? Because we're really, really great 1 through 25. And so I think every single person has just different strengths that they can bring, whether they can hit the ball over the fence or they can slap the ball and bunt it down the line. I think we have a lot of strong weapons in a lot of different areas offensively. So I do expect big things from our team, especially with the line this year.
Hey, Marissa, it's Zach Wagner with
Alex
TigerNet.
From the Clemson Insider. What's it mean for you to be named a preseason All-ACC player and get that recognition for the way that you played last season?
Yeah, I think it's great, but also like Coach Rittman said, preseason doesn't necessarily determine how the actual season will go. I think it's great. Obviously, I'm super, super thankful. Thank the Lord for the abilities that He's given me to play, but at the same time, I can't go into the season with any other mindset other than just the pitch that I'm playing and the team that I get to represent. And so, yeah, I think it's great. So at the same time, preseason honor awards don't mean much because you still have to perform on the field when it counts.
And Marissa, it's Zach Wagner with TigerNet. Last year, when the season paused, you could argue that you're hitting the ball as well as any other player in the nation. How do you pick back up where you left off last season this Friday?
I think it just all comes down to mindset. My dad always told me the biggest battle that you have is 6 inches between your head. And I think that without playing games, you can make all the excuses you want of like, oh, we haven't seen another pitcher other than our own, or it's been difficult to play games. But at the same time, like I just said, the biggest battle you have is between your ears. And so I think I know how to hit the ball. I think everybody knows what their strengths are. And so I go up to the plate with the mindset of I'm going to be the best I can at this at bat, and whatever happens, happens. But yeah, I'm excited for just the chances that all of our teammates are going to get to just shine on the field in their own special ways.
Anything else from Marissa? Thanks, Marissa.
Thank you.
All right, up next, we have graduate infielder Ansley Gilstrap. And we'll open it up to questions.
Hey, everyone.
All right, we're not going to leave you hanging, Ansley. This is David Hood. Same question I've asked everybody. How much fun is it going to be to get out there Friday and finally see somebody in a different uniform 11 months after that season was ripped away from you?
So fun. We like everyone else has said, we're a little tired of seeing the same color. We're excited to see some different colors, and Coach has said over and over again too that we're gonna get the best. We're not gonna sneak up on anybody this year. We're gonna get everyone's A game, and we're gonna give our A game back.
Everybody's kind of touched on it so far, but the depth of this team, what have you seen from all of the newcomers and how everybody's going to be able to kind of gel together this season?
It's really great to see the depth, the utility. You have a lot of confidence putting anybody in a lot of different positions. And I think another challenge this year is going to be COVID. And if we do have anyone go down for direct contacts or anything like that, we'll have a lot of confidence in being able to play people that aren't necessarily out of position because we were able to practice and play and be very utility and we'll be strong no matter what.
I'm glad you brought up COVID there. You're in college, and college is all about, being with your friends and doing college things. How have you kind of had to adjust your life to be able to play a season? What are you having to do different?
This year has been so different compared to my previous 5 years of college experience. So I can't even imagine being a freshman coming in and this being your very first experience of college life. It's been very tough. You're not like Cammy said, we had to find creative ways to bond because to create that chemistry, because we weren't able to have our full team meetings or team gatherings, team dinners, stuff like that. We had to get creative, and it was very challenging, but I think we have grown from that. And this challenge has made us stronger as a team too.
Ansley, Alex Dodd from the Clemson Insider. You missed all last season due to injury. So just how excited are you to be able to play against other teams for this Clemson softball program after participating in the fall 2 seasons ago and thinking you were about to get to go do it, and then the injury comes, and then COVID cuts the season short, and now you finally get the opportunity to step on the diamond against another team?
It's been a roller coaster, but it's been fun, and excitement is a complete understatement. I think I'm ready. That's all I can say.
Anything else for Ansley? Thanks, Ansley.
Thank you so much.
All right, up next we have pitcher / utility Valerie Cagle, and we'll open it up to questions.
Hey, Valerie, it's David Hood. I was talking to Coach Rittman about you the other day, and I said, how does Valerie capitalize on, what she was able to do last season? And he said, well, she's not going to sneak up on anybody this year. So how do you mentally prepare going into this year, knowing, hey, everybody knows me now. I'm going to have to adjust, but still play your game.
Yeah, I think that's something definitely very challenging that you can kind of like psych yourself out if you overthink it too much. But what I did last year is, who I am. You just have to kind of focus on what you did before and just keep the same mindset and just keep doing the same thing.
How disappointing was it knowing the year that you were putting together? I mean, it obviously, one of the best years in the nation, to have that ripped away like it was.
Yeah, it was definitely disappointing, especially just with the team that we were just starting to get on a roll with that team, getting all the pieces put together. But like everybody else has said, we have a really great team this year. And so just being able to build those memories and do the same thing with these new people are going to be just as special as it was last year.
Valerie, Alex Dodd from the Clemson Insider. Is it exciting for you as a pitcher to have some other arms that you're competing against in practice and getting to see other people's stuff as well?
Definitely. I think it last year, there's only 3 of us. And so it's a little more pressure that I felt like I had to perform because there weren't as many. But this year with the depth, it's, I can have an off weekend and that's okay because I know I have 5 pitchers behind me that'll back me up.
Valerie, to David's question earlier, everybody knows what you brought to the table last year, but what are some things that were points of emphasis for you this offseason in terms of getting better?
Definitely working on developing a rise ball for sure, and then working on hitting my weaknesses. I think last year people even though we didn't have a full season, they kind of start to know what your strengths and weaknesses are. So working on those weaknesses and then being able to do something that can, surprise another team when we start playing.
Anything else for Valerie?
I got a question. Eric Lopez in the circle. What did you learn from last year that you think will help you now this year, having gone through last season there in the first year with the program, helping that program, get that experience will help you this year?
I think kind of like taking what I can do. So being a pitcher and a hitter is definitely different than what a lot of people do. So taking my hitting mindset and kind of using that as a pitcher to like when I want what pitches I wanted for a win has definitely been a big thing that I've learned from last year.
Any other questions?
Valerie, does your mindset change any now that, you're not going to surprise anybody, like Ansley said, and that people know the season that you had last year and the way that you were able to play? Does your mindset change when you step into the circle or step up to the plate in year 2?
It really can't. If you change that too much to think, what they're doing or what they're preparing, just overthink it, then it's going to mess you up. You really just have to stay with what you're doing before and what's working and just keep it simple.